ಇದೆ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಬೇಕು ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಆಡಿಯೋ
ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ ಇದರಿಂದ
two people entered the waiting room.
ಈಗ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡ
ಇಲ್ಲೇನ್ರಿ
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇನ್ರಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿರಲ್ಲ 14 ಹುಡುಗರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತನ್ರಲ್ಲ
ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ
ಆಡಿಬಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ಇರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾಕೋ ಹಲೋ hello am I audible in this?
Yes, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Start agite sir. Hello. ಮತ್ತು ಹೋಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಆವಾಜ ಶಿಷ್ಯ ಅರೆ ಇರ್ಲ್ರಿ ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಲೋ
Yes, sir.
ಓಕೆ ಡನ್ ವೇಟ್ ಅ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವೇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲೇಟ್ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬರೋದ್ರ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ This folder is empty ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಶಿಷ್ಯಾರ್ಥ ಓದ್ರಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಬರ್ಲ ಸರಿ ತೊಗೊಂಬರ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಇರ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದು ಅದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೈತ್ರಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೇವಲ್ ಐತೇನ್ರಿ ಹಲೋ 47 students have admitted. 51 participants. Good. Wait a second. Wait for another 5 minutes. Hello. I just admit everybody here. ಸೌಮ್ಯ ನಾಗರಾಳ ಶಿವ ಚೌಗಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ 54 ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿದ್ರು ಮೇಡಮ್
60 ತನಕ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್
ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಿ ಸಾಕ್ರಪ್ಪಗೋಳ ಯೋಗಿತಾ ಮದಾಳೆ ವೇಟ್ ಅ ಮಿನಿಟ್
ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅಂದಿ ಸರ್ ಭಾಳ ಮಂದಿ ಇದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ
ಹಾ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಇನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಎರಡು ತೊಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ತೆಗಿತೀರಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ ತೆಗಿತೀರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೀವು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಇದು ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ರೈಟ್ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕ್. ಇದು ಇದಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಹಲೋ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್? ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Only one person is talking. One second, 1 minute. We shall start. Okay, done. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, around 61 students have joined here. Shall we start now? So we'll start with the unit number 2 directly because I've already shared you first unit videos. 3 videos I have already shared. And now this is the second unit where we have to discuss about basics, objects and classes. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So now we see here in this C# basics tokens. Okay, you can see the Word document on the screen. I just zoom it here. Take a look. Tokens, the smallest and non-reducible textual element in a program are referred as the tokens. So take an example of any programming language. Programs always consist of tokens, nothing else. So let's see what is this token is all about. You cannot reduce it again. Okay. And in that, a C# program is a collection of tokens, comments, and white spaces. So programs consist of tokens, comments, and white spaces. Except these 3 things, nothing would be there. So about comments and white spaces, no need to discuss, time being. Let's see what is that token is all about. So token is of 5 types. The first one is keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and punctuators. Okay. So this document I am going to share you later, you can refer it. So keyword, I think you might have studied your languages such as C programming or Java. So it's a reserved word, it's got some special meaning. So therefore, let's see what is that keyword. Keywords are essential part of language definition. They are reserved and cannot be used as an identifier. So therefore, keywords are some reserved words. You cannot alter the meaning. Okay, the meaning of that keyword is being predefined, and you cannot use the keywords as an identifiers except when they are preceded by @ character. Of course, you can use keyword as identifier, but you have to precede that with a @ character here. So usually we will never use that keyword, but if needed, we can use it. But this @ character should be preceded, prefixed. So some boxes made here. There are 80 keywords in C# language, such as bool, break, byte, case, catch. Okay. Yeah, alphabetically it's ordered, and at least 10 to 20 keywords you have to be aware of. Is it right? No need to remember all the keywords here. At least these well-known keywords you must be thorough with. Okay, 2 marks question might be asked, define keyword and list at least 5 or 6 keywords. So this is the keywords list you can make a note. So this is the first token. As I told you, program consists of tokens. In that, keyword is over, reserved words, special meaning. You cannot alter. You cannot use them as an identifier or a variable name, except it is preceded by add the character. And some list, bool, break, byte, case, catch, char, continue, like that it goes. Am I right? Now the second token, that is identifier. So let's see what is this identifier. So these are programmer designed tokens. Okay, keywords are predefined. Okay, program need not to use these keywords as an identifier, whereas identifiers are the programmer designed or defined tokens here. So they are used for naming classes, methods, variables, namespace, interface, etc. Okay, so if you declare a variable, that is also an identifier. Am I right? So therefore, identifier in the sense, these are the names given to classes, methods, variables, namespaces, interface, such as something like that. And you cannot simply give any name to the identifiers. You have to follow certain rules. Strictly you have to follow these rules here, like how you define a variable name in C programming. The same, rules have to be followed here. So they can have alphabets, digits. Am I right? I just admit everybody here. Done. So they can have alphabets, digits, underscore, characters. They must not begin with digits. Second one. Okay, you cannot start with a digit here. Of course, the digit might be occurred at the middle here or the end, but it should not be at the beginning. So that's a simple meaning. You can simply go through and understand. Uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct. So C# is a case sensitive language. Therefore, uppercase letters and lowercase letters both are different, distinct here. Okay. If I write my name Chidanand in capital or lowercase, it does the same meaning. It fetches the same meaning. Whereas in programming languages such as C#, both uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct here, different. So it is called as case sensitive language. Similarly, the last one, keywords cannot be used as identifier, as we discussed earlier. Keywords cannot be used as identifier, except they can be used when they are prefixed with the @ character. One more point is included here, which we'll discuss. So this is the second token here. The first one is keyword, the second one is identifier, names given to the variables, okay, classes, methods, all these comes under identifier. So simply identify some variable function. I can identify you by your name. In the same way, I have to identify the locations of a memory by giving names here, okay. That is the second token. As I told you in programming, any program, it consists of tokens, white spaces and comments. So out of that, identifier and tokens are over, okay. So let's see the, one second. Okay, punctuators. What is this punctuator? Let's understand. Punctuators are symbols used for grouping and separating code. They are also called as separators. Okay, you have used parentheses, braces, brackets, semicolon, colon, comma, period. All these some special symbols we use. They act as a separator here, or to group the code. So all these punctuators here, parentheses, braces, brackets, semicolon, colon, comma, period. So this is all about your punctuators. Third, literal. Let's see, what is that called as token? Literal, fourth one. So literals are any value, integer, float, character, string, any value you can store into a RAM or memory, all belong to this literal here. Literals are the ways in which values that are stored in the variable. Okay, literals values are constant assigned to a variable in the program. C# supports several types of literals. Okay, the first one is integer. Integer in the sense a whole number doesn't have any fractional part. It is a complete number. Okay. Let's see here these refer sequence of digits. They consist of a set of digits 0 through 9. Okay. So decimal number represents a number of symbols are 10 here. This is stands for 10. Therefore, 0 to 9, that is 10. Okay. It may be a negative number. You can give some valid examples here. 123. It is an integer literal value. It is literal in some value. So similarly, minus 23. So minus in the sense it is a unary operator. It says that 23 is a negative number. That's all. 0 is also a number here, comes under integer. So all these numbers, they don't have any fractional part. Okay. So they are complete in nature. One more note is given: embedded spaces, commas, and non-digits are not permitted. So in between these numbers, I cannot place space here. These are the invalid integers. Examples are given here. 51 space is left here. So this is invalid. Embedded space, special characters are not allowed here. Comma, 20,000, the comma is put here. It is also invalid integer literal. Or some special characters such as dollar initially before this 1000. So therefore, these are also valid integer literal, and all these are examples of invalid integer literals. Similarly, in literals, there is one more type, that is real literal. Okay, these are the numbers containing fractional part. That's all. These are also called as the floating point numbers. So there are two ways in which we can denote the fractional, real literals. The first one we use generally here, this is what decimal notation. Having a whole number followed by a decimal point and a fractional part. This is an example of decimal notation. We use here generally 23.4. It's a valid decimal with a real literal. Okay, there is a fractional part. It is not a whole number. You can see 0.987, or I can write it as 0.987, one and the same. And it can be a negative as well. So negative number is also what? Consisting of a dot point here, a fractional part. It is also a real number. So this is one way of denoting decimal real integer, real literal. One more way, that is exponential. It is also called as a scientific notation. The big number or the smallest number with a high magnitude or least magnitude cannot be represented with this decimal notation. Therefore, we prefer this exponential or scientific notation here. Okay. So exponential notation is useful for representing numbers that are either very large or very small in magnitude. Examples are given here: 72.23456 to 9 zeros are followed here. Instead of writing this all number, big number, I can simply note it. It is equivalent. 75, and E is represented in exponential. That is 10 raised to 8. It is 75. E stands for 10. It is a base 10 raised to 8. Or I can write it as 75 small e I can use. Okay, both E, small e and capital E are synonyms here. Same here. H is the same meaning. This 75 E8 can also be written as 7.5 E9. So because point fractional part is just preceded here. Okay, then therefore it is 7.5 into 10 raised to 9. If you do, it is equivalent to this number. Okay. And one more thing, 0.000000368. This number is very too small. This is also written as 3.68 E minus 7. Okay, this 3.68 divided by 10 raised to 7. If you do minus in the sense 10 raised to minus 9, in the sense divided by 10 raised to 7, it gives you the same value. So this is how the real literals can be represented. One is a decimal notation. The other one is exponential or scientific notation, where some integer part, you can see it has 4 parts. It is noted here. Everything you have to read. Okay, if you read it, you can easily understand. This notes is prepared in such a way that even if you read, nobody is essential or required to explain. It's all 10th standard or 11th standard student can study it here neatly. You can understand because everything is basic. First unit and second unit is very basic. So if you do C hash first unit and second thoroughly, you pass through the examination. There is no doubt. Okay. For scoring, we have to study fifth unit. Even third unit and fourth unit also follow the same knowledge which you have studied during your Java course. Okay, same concepts. Slight modifications are there. So let's see The next literal type. The first literal type is integer. The second one is real, and then this is what it has got 4 parts, as I told you, a whole number. Okay, that is 75. It is a whole number. A decimal point. Okay, one more is here it is the decimal point. Fractional part. This is a fractional part, and an exponential. So this is how everything is put. Okay. Let's see the Boolean literal. One more Boolean, in the sense there are 2 Boolean literals. One is true and false. So true and false. True in the sense 1, false in the sense 0. They are used as a values for relational expression or Boolean expressions. Okay. These are also true and false or falls under this Boolean literals. One more is single character literal. So it contains a single character enclosed within a pair of single quotes. Example, single quote X. Example, one more is single quote 5, comma. One special symbol is also put into the single quote. It is called as single character literal. The last character contain constant here is the blank space. Here you can see one more single character literal is given. It is single quote, one space is left. This is also a special character. Okay, blank space. So all these examples about the single character literals. The other literal, that is string literal. So it is a sequence of character enclosed between double quotes here. So this is the only difference here. Okay, string of characters. You cannot put into a single quote. Either you can put into double quotes here. So this is acting as a string. The characters may be alphabet, digit, special characters, and blank spaces, etc. Examples are given. Example, hello world. You can see here, hello, one special character is also included. This is valid here. One more thing, double quote, in the multiple spaces I can leave here. Whereas in single character, character literal, only single space you can put into a single quote. Whereas if you need to give more spaces, you got to consider it as a string literal. One more example, special character I can put into double quote here. So all these characters comes under this string literal type. The last literal is backslash character literals. So all these some special backslash literals we can use here. These are used in output methods such as single quote backslash, it is A here. This is for alert or a beep. Okay, for outputting, we can give an alert here by giving a beep from the system. What is that speaker? Some small beep will comes out. If you put this slash A character while outputting your result. Similarly, slash n, backslash n, it is for leaving the new line. To display something on a screen here, to put the enhance the readability of your program, you can put some spaces here. Bring down to the character, the next line, slash n. So all these, slash t for horizontal tab, leave space. Slash, this is for null. V for vertical tab. All this, you need not to remember everything here. At least you got to have an idea. All these questions may not be asked here in detail. Okay, because it is already studied. It is already overbrushed. It is put into the syllabus we are discussing here. Okay, I hope you have studied everything here, but still we are repeating. Am I right? Let's see. Hello, are you there or not? Yes, sir. Only one lady is saying yes, sir. Yes, who is that? Very cute voice is coming out, huh? Al hudugarilla bari hudigarilla. Hello, mamagolu yaru illa illi? Illidino kallappa?
Hi sir, hi.
Hi, hello.
Yes sir.
Very good. Anybody else? ಬರೀ ಕೂತ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರು ಹುಡುಗರವ್ರು ಏನ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರ ಬಾಜು ಕೂತ್ ಕೇಳೋದ ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗೈತಿ ಹಂಗೈತಿ ಏನೈತಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊತ ಕೂತ್ ಬಿಡೋದ ಹಂಗೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತ ಬರ್ರಿ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ ಏನ್ ತಿಳಿಯಾಕತ್ತೇನಪ್ಪ ರಾಜ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಗೌಡ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಓದ್ಕೋತ ಕೊಂಡೋದಿಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಯು ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 15-20 ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಐತಿ ಮಾಡೋಣಪ್ಪ. Okay, so far we have discussed about the tokens. In that, the keyword is finished. Some reserved words, special meaning you cannot alter. You cannot use them as an identifier, like that identifiers. names given to variables, methods, classes, something like that. And then literals we have discussed in detail. Okay, character literal, integer literal, real literals, string, backslash literals, special character, all these literals. Now let's see what is this operators. You can remember these as a KILOP, KILOP in short, KILOP, Kalapala, KILOP, KILOP. Keywords. I stands for identifiers, L stands for literals, operators, and then punctuators. If you study these operators and punctuators, it is as good as completion of tokens. Let's see what is this operator. Okay, go down and scroll down and check it out. Done.
ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಗಾಯಬ ಆಯ್ತು. ಕೇತನ್ ಬಗಡೆ ಅವಲ್ಲ ಇದೇನು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಶೇರ್ ಏನ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್?
What, sir?
ಕೇತನ್ ಬಗಡೆ ಹೈ ನಾ?
Hi, sir. Hi.
ಅದು ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತ ಏನೋ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅಂದ
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂದಾಗ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹುಡುಗರು ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, guys, let's see what is this operator. Okay, you are seeing the screen right on your mobile or laptop?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's see operator.
Mobile.
C# supports rich set of operators. Okay, such as arithmetic, relational operators, logical operators, assignment operators, increment decrement operators, conditional operators, bitwise spatial. Okay, ARLA ICBS, like this you can remember. KELOP is one shortcut. ARLAP, ARLA, ARLA. Okay, ARLA ICBS, like this you simply remember. Try to remember, should not miss anything here. ARLA ICBS. A stands for arithmetic, R stands for relational, ARLA, logical, and then assignment. ICBS, okay, I stands for increment or decrement, C stands for conditional, bit stands for bitwise, and then ARLA ICBS, last one is special. So if you study these ARLA ICBS, it is as good as studying of operators in any programming languages. Okay, these are the only operators you come across, ARLA ICBS. Okay, let's see what is this A. Arithmetic operators. So these are the only arithmetic operators we come across. First one is something, some symbol is there, one horizontal and one more vertical line put together, cross. So this symbol act as addition. Okay, some arithmetic operation. Example, integer arithmetic. You can do integer arithmetic, or you can do a real arithmetic. As we discussed, integer number is a number which doesn't have any fractional part. It's a whole number, complete number, whereas real number is a number consisting of some fractional part. So both operations are quite, slightly different here. This is what an example here given. If A is equal to 14, B is equal to 4. So here A is called as a variable, identifier it is. Okay, to identify the memory location. In the memory location of RAM here, in one location 14 is stored, and that location is identified by A. And then one more location of RAM contains 4, and that location is identified by A. If you write in program A plus B, the content of A, that is 14, the content of B, are added, and the result will be stored in some other variable. So like that, 14 plus 4 is 18. Similarly, 20 plus 5, 6 plus 4, if you add it here, you get this answer. So this is the beauty of this operator. It adds. Okay, everything is very important. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ addition ಕಲ್ಸಕತ್ತೀನಿ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡ್ರಿ. You have to give more concentration for small minor things here. You should not neglect it here. Similarly, the second arithmetic operator minus, this symbol, okay, is acting as subtraction. If I do subtraction, A minus B, if I do 14 minus 4, it fetches the result this. If I do this, you will get this here. So like that you can understand. Let's come to this Division, this symbol is for division here. 14 by 4 if I do, you get result what? 3 here. Okay. Of course, you get what? 3 point something, but it is an integer division. If I do integer division, 14 is also integer. D is also integer. So the fractional part will be discarded. Okay. It is an integer expression completely. So therefore, you end up with what? Only 3. The fractional part is truncated, technically speaking. Truncated it is. So if you see here, check it out. Here, if I write 15 divided by 10.0, if I put 0.0 here, now 10.0 is a real number, whereas 15 is what? Integer number. Now integer divided by float, automatically it converts. The expression is now a real kind of expression. It is a real expression. So therefore, automatically compiler, what it will do is, it converts to a real expression. So therefore, answer is what? 1.5. If I do 15 divided by 10, I skip this 0.0 here. Both 10.0 and 10 are giving the same value here, whereas this 10 by divided by 10 is acting as an integer expression. Therefore, 0.5 is truncated. Remember, this is very important. This is what you have to learn here. This. Okay. So this is a real expression. It doesn't truncate the fractional part, whereas this is the integer expression. The fractional part is being discarded or truncated. This is what you have to learn. Whereas here 20 is a float number, B is also float number. Therefore, the result is again as usual in float only. Okay. ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಿ 40 minutes ಆಯ್ತನಪ್ಪ ಹೌದಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು next we'll continue. Let's see what is this modulo division. So modulo, this is the percentage symbol we use here. This special kind of division here. What it will do is, here in this division, normal division here, what happens? 14 divided by 4. So 14 is what? Dividend, whereas 4 is divisor. If I write it here, and you will find 3 as what? The answer. What is this answer? It is a quotient. It is a quotient, you get answer. Whereas in modulo division, instead of this quotient here, you get what? Remainder. This is the only difference between arithmetic division and modulo division here. In arithmetic division, you get the answer that quotient, whereas modulo division, you are expecting the result of remainder. Okay, about this you skip. You need not to worry about this real arithmetic. We don't use generally here. Only how to understand this here. Modulo division with respect to 2 integer values here. You skip for modulo operation for real number. It needs a lot of explanation. Okay, so therefore, in a division operation, decimal part is truncated. So one note is given here. You can highlight it here. So this is how arithmetic operators are over. Yeah. Am I right, guys? Hello.
Yes, sir.
हाँ गड्डी पे जा रहा है क्या रे चेतन?
नाही सर,
कुठं आहेस रे बाबा?
घरातच घे.
कुठं गाव किंवा आवाज यायला लागला रे बाबा?
ते हायवे बाजूला घराच्या.
पॉश एरियामध्ये आहे सोड रे बाबा तू. हा चलो
तसं काय नाही हो सर.
बघ असे नंतर याचा विचार करूया. पोरी आहे तिथं. Relational operators. We'll just study this relational operator right now. So you have studied about this operator already. Let's take a look one more time. So this symbol is acting as is less than. The meaning is given here. Operator, that is a relational operator. The meaning, this symbol is acting or fetches the meaning as is less than symbol. Expression. So this is an expression 4.5 less than 10. Okay, this is a relational expression, always give you a Boolean answer. Boolean literally you get here. Okay, is it true or false? You check it out. 4.5. Is it less than 10? हाँ या ना में answer मिलेगा. So Boolean value. Yes, it is true. Okay. Okay, one more symbol that is less than or equal to. Is less than or equal to. 4.5 less than is minus 10. Is it right? No, 4.5 is not less than minus 10. It is false. So like that, you come across 6 relational operators here. Okay, and these relational operators are used to compare 2 quantities and take decision. Okay, generally these relational operators we use to compare the 2 quantities and take certain decisions here. And according to that decision, it may be a true or false. If it is true, do some other thing. If it is false, do some other thing here, some different things. So like that, these relational operators are very much helpful here to take decisions here. If you go to your ATM, everything is decision depending on the, I mean, true or false. हाँ या ना में चलेगा वहाँ पे. ATM कार्ड डाला, so पिन ठीक से आपने नहीं डाला क्या नहीं, डाला है, ट्रू है तो आगे जाओ, डाला ठीक है, डाला नहीं है, फॉल्स है, और दूसरा कुछ कार्ड लेके बाहर जाओ, घर जाओ. So these are certain relational operators here we use here to take decisions in real life applications. Am I right? In programming, you go in any electronic equipment, gadget. So there is everything is running on the basis of programming. Everything is written as a program. Therefore, especially for BCA students here, programming concepts should be very clear. Am I right? Without this programming concepts here, you never graduate in computer applications. So therefore, learning all these small minor things here with full of concentration and cautious. You should not neglect this here, especially programming languages. You got to give more concentration, plus mathematics and English. If you study these things thoroughly, you will emerge as a great engineer. Okay. BCA के लोग इंजीनियर बनना नहीं होता, ऐसा नहीं है. वो BE लोगों को वही इंजीनियर बनता है, ऐसा नहीं. Engineering in the sense some innovative ideas. Okay. Right. So this is something about relational operators. Okay, arithmetic operators, 5 we have discussed. One is plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulo division. Whereas relational of less than or equal to, greater than equal to, is equals to 5.0 is 5. Is it true or false? Of course it is float number, yet it is integer number. Still it is giving what result as true here. So this is something different here. Whereas in here, these values are different because it is an expression. It is one is integer, the other one is real. This is completely considered converted into real expression automatically by default inside. Okay, implicit conversion it is called as typecasting hota hai andar. Automatically, if one is integer, the other one is float here. Integer is going to consume 4 bytes of memory, whereas float is going to take 8 bytes of memory. So therefore, whichever consuming more bytes of memory will be dominating. So the complete expression will be converted into the higher version, that is float number. Okay, whereas here, this is also integer, this is also integer. The answer is integer only here. The rest is truncated. This is different. This is an expression. Whereas here, you are comparing. Okay, it is a relational or Boolean expression. It is. Okay, this is arithmetic expression, whereas this is Boolean expression. Boolean expression, in this is expression after evaluating, it is either true or false, not both. That is Boolean expression here. 5.0 is equal to 5. Yes, both 5.0 and 5 are equal. True. Like that, not equal to 10 is not is equal to 8 plus 2 here. 8 plus 2 is also evaluated here by the CPU. And then the result is 10. Is 10 is not equal to 10? 10 दोनों ठीक same नहीं है क्या?
Equal है sir.
Therefore it is false here, is it right? So therefore not a इसलिए, therefore it is false. Am I right? So like that, relational operators are finished here. Similarly, Arla ICBS, as I told you, in that AR is over. Now logical operators. So these are the 6 logical operators we use here in programming languages. Again, these logical operators are used to combine 2 or more relational expressions. So to combine 2 or more relational expressions, we generally use these logical operators. Okay? A is less than B and B is greater than C. So like that, I can combine. So these are acting as connectives, logical connectives we call. Okay, you might have studied DMS, discrete mathematical subject. In that, there is a topic called as logic. Okay, in that you connect here. Okay, connectives. And okay, logical and this is logical or, this is not, this is bitwise logical and, this is bitwise logical or, bitwise logical exclusive or here. All these special symbols we use here. And about this, if you see this small table, I think you can skip library anyway. So this is logical and, this is logical or, logical not, bitwise logical and, bitwise logical or, bitwise logical exclusive or here. Okay, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, but still we see it later on. one table I have prepared here, maybe somewhere here, and understand. Here it is. You might can understand here later on. Okay, so these are acting as connectors here or connectives. Let's see what is this assignment operators. So used to assign the values or the value of an expression to a variable. So this is an expression here you see. This is what? This is an expression. So this expression is evaluated and then it might be assigned to the left hand side variable if it is available. So like that, assignment operators are used to assign the value, or it is used to assign the value of an expression to a variable. Let's see. Statement with a simple arithmetic, assignment operators. Let's see what is this column. Later on, we can see statement with a shorthand assignment operator. So all these fetches the same meaning here. Let us understand what is this. A is equal to A plus 1. So the meaning of this is that A is a memory location. In that some value will be there. I don't know what value is there. It can be, suppose A is consisting of 10. 10 plus 1 is what? 11. So 11 value is assigned to the same memory location newly. So like this is an assignment operator. Similarly, A is equal to A minus 1. The content of A, that is already 11, it is 11 minus 1 is 10. So again 10, 11, 10 is assigned to location A. Similarly, A is equal to A n plus 1. So like that multiplication. So this is evaluated. And then this expression is completely evaluated depending on the priority and hierarchy of an operators. It is evaluated. We'll be discussing what is the priority and hierarchy of all these operators later, subsequently. Then after evaluation in the sense you have to do some calculations. It is plus add these contents, and then after adding you simply multiply these two content of A and this value, then assign this to variable. So similarly here A divided by n plus 1, so division operation, plus minus multiplication division and modulo here. Am I right? So the same thing can also be written in shorthand way here. So this is equivalent to this. So one A can be removed here. A value is removed here, and then this plus is put before A. That's all. That is what, and one is remaining as it is. Okay, and these things we use generally in looping constructs such as for loop. Usually we use this shorthand method for looping constructs here. Okay, of course you can use this, but still this is also valid. Both are fetching the same meaning here. So instead of this one more A here, I remove this A and then minus sign I put before this equal to symbol, and then one I put it here. So same way, this A I remove here, this A is removed, and then star mark, that multiplication symbol is put before this equal to, and then remaining statement is written. I have to put into bracket or I can skip it here, no problem. So like that it goes. Assignment operator, ARLA is over here. Arithmetic, relational, logical operators, and then assignment operators. Their simple assignment operation, and then shorthand method. Okay, it is also called as compound assignment operation notations. Similarly, ICBS, I stand for increment decrement. Let's see what is this increment decrement. These are the values we use for incrementing or decrementing the values. Time ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಿ? ಹೋಯ್ತೇನ್ರಿ? ಮುಗಿತ? टाइम कितना हो रे चेतन?
काय झालं सर?
वेळ काय झालं रे? झालं काय वेळ? 45 मिनिट माझं.
अजून 1 मिनिट आहे.
अजून 1 मिनिट आहे, ते पुढे बघूया.
हा सर.
Guys, we'll see next time.
ओके सर.
Is it going well?
Okay, sir.
ओके सर. कुशल बोल रहे. आपका नाम क्या जी? What's your name? Sweetie. She is gone. Guys, is it okay? ಮುಗಿತು ಕಾಣ್ತೈತೆ. ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮುಗೀತು ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೇತನ गेलं का काय हो?